13 trades time, legends. So, round 13 trades time, you legends. So, in my team here, we've made 3 trades, puts us down to 11. So, there is some concern around that. Obviously, it's not the ideal amount. I'd say ideal would probably be about that 13 mark, which means I could probably go 2 each and every week all the way through until we get that extra trades in round 20 at the start of that. So, that would be ideal if you're sitting around this mark after trades this week. It's not the end of the world. I'm probably going to make at a maximum 3 trades over the next 2 weeks, so round 14 and 15. But likely and hopefully it is around that 2 mark. So 2 to 3 would be my goal there. So 8 or 9 trades heading into 16. Probably using a couple there to get me, that's pretty low at that point, down to 6 or 7. And then, hopefully, saving again, potentially in 17 or an 18 there. I don't have a lot of players that currently miss that 17, which is ideal. And, my round 16 squad right now, with the trades that I've made, is sitting at a number of 10, which is great. So, overall, we're looking pretty good. Obviously, suspensions and injuries are going to be something that is going to cause us some issues. But overall, the 3 trades this week, I think they, make themselves. I would have, if I had the extra bit of cash, would have brought Garrick in instead of Chance, is the way that I've played it. And the reason I've gone Chance is that I want to really score well in round 14. And he's going to be another warm body, another guy to slot into this team to be able to do really well in that week. So, looking at my numbers for this week, I come into this round with 12 and then into round 17. If everyone backs up from Origin, that's Hines and Cleary, who I own, and also Teddy. Then what happens there is I actually have 18 available, which means I could loop, one of like an Oluwapu or hopefully like a Billy Smith or something like that, which could work out really, really well for my squad heading into next week, or a Lukey or something like that. Cool. If that works out, then that's great. That means I only have Hopgood that's going to be out, along with Brownie. And then it's Talau that I'm not, looking to play in that one. So, it might be 19 available players, and I think that I can do really, really well in 14. And then hopefully with the trades that I've held in that next week, it might only be 1 trade to get like a Jake Turpin or something like that. And who we trade out for that, we'll decide later, but could be like a Lukey, given he is out in 15. So the 3 trades this week, we bring in Drinkwater, which is going to be very helpful. We bring in Tohu Harris, which is also going to be good, and Nickel Cookstar. So 2 Warriors guys up against a decimated Broncos outfit, and then Drinkwater, given he's going to be able to play in 16, it's going to be really helpful. And if I do decide to trade out Lukey in 15, or Robson if he continues to go bad, then I'll only have 2 out in 15 there, and Talau as that third guy that we don't really want having our side, but that's where we're at there. So the trade outs this week, Brandon Smith comes out, straight for Harris at 180k in the bank. So I've been able to use that straight up to Harris there, which was good. We lose Miller this week, so he'll go straight to Drinkwater. Very similar price there, obviously 553 to 559. And then use that little bit of extra cash from Isaiah Katoa, who I don't need this week, given I have Brown and Johnson, and then Cleary, Oluwapu, and also Hines, and then bring in Chancellor Cookstar. Guys to come back next week, obviously Joe Manu is going to be helpful. With Smithy there, who have their buy. I said Oluwapu there making some cash. Trent the Oro, who likely I'm going to need now for round 16. And same with Buller in that wing fullback slot. I do actually have, with these 2 trades, unfortunately, a fair few centers and wing fullback. So good news, obviously, is I could use Bird or Lemuelu in that edge position if I need to in round 15 or round 14 there for sure, with Hopgood out. There's a few things that we can think of if there are any injuries or suspensions. I am covered across the board except for Hooker. So as I said, likely next week, Jake Turpin probably comes in, with Smithy being out, for like 6 to 8 weeks, whatever that's going to be, and he'll cover Robson in 15. But other than that, halves is obviously definitely covered. Centre, we got Smith, Manu, who could come in for that position as well. And then we've got Buller with the wing fullback, as well as Manu. So plenty of guys to cover each of the positions. I don't lose any of them in round 14. So I'll have 18 or so available players. A bunch of them will be wing fullbacks or centers. But as I said, you could play Lem or Bird on the bench, or have them up in the edge position if I don't want to play Lukey, or if there's suspension or injury or something like that. So that's where the team is set up here. Very excited with the ability to be able to score really well in round 13 here. The guys I mentioned in that sort of best 13 that you could play, I have, 3 of the top 5 here in the mids, which is good. and I have one of the top three. In Robson, I'd say he's number three at this point with the scoring he's got. Hopgood, the best edge available. Yeah, really, it's Olaquatu who's the second best edge, and then Lukey might be the third. So that's that there. In terms of the halves, Brown and Johnson, I got two of the best three. In terms of the centers, I probably got two of the best three as well. And then in fullbacks, I'm missing out on potentially Ponga. There's Asako, there's also Mazu, but really two of these guys will do well. Missing out on Garrick, probably as that third guy, or Ponga would be the one that I'd like in this side this week, but then they miss next week as well. So that's something to think about it, and looking a bit more short term with the 13 and 14 bye, obviously 15 as well. That next 3 weeks, the next 3 game impact we talk about, then they're the potential guys that these are the guys we want in our side this week that should be able to do well. And then if I can get Hines and Cleary returning, that means I have plenty of gun options heading into round 14. Obviously with that mid section is going to be super strong. Fullback will be solid, especially if Manu can come back. Centers will be good. Halves will be great. Edge will be a little bit weak. Obviously, Trent coming back is okay, but all the rest of it is sitting in a good position. 306 overall, 55k in the bank for the next few weeks, and we can make up our mind and decide from there. But that's where the squad is at. Let's look at the People squad now. So, haven't officially made the trades, but I'll show you what it looks like in the People squad Discord. I think with 16 trades available, it might be a good idea to make the 4 this week, just to get a full squad on the park. So, not currently sitting in the greatest position. Miller's down there as a player, but he will be traded. So at the moment, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 available players there, with Katoa being a looper, which doesn't work out too great. So if we use 4 trades, gets us to 12, and I think we need to do that this week. And it's going to be a lot of the top level players going out this week to be able to do that. So most people said 4 trades is the way to go. And trade outs, we've got Boyd is 4th at 10, Brandon Smith there 29, Madison 27, and Miller 27 there as the votes out. Walshy was in there as well, but it looks like he's going to be held, and Tanner Boyd is going to come out instead of Walshy. So the trade ins there, we've got Cook, who's going to come in up top, DeBellin, Harris, and then it's going to be one of the cheaper guys, I would say, in either Ponga or Garrick. So if we don't have enough cash for Garrick, then we will go Ponga. So you look at that there, and that's going to fix a bunch of things in that position. So Cook comes in for Boyd, Madison for Harris, Brandon Smith for Jack DeBellin. Obviously, having the extra cash available makes this a lot easier. And then it's likely going to be Garrick that comes in that last spot for Grant. Is that right? Let me check. What was it? Grant. Who's coming out? 4 trades. Madison, Miller, Cheese. Oh no, Miller. Yep, sorry, Miller. Forgot about him. Miller will come out. So straight to Garrick. So that works out well. So that leaves us just with that one extra wing fullback that's not playing. Very similar to my squad. In that one, I think that those trades are great. 4 great trades heading into this week, and you hope that Walshy does back up. And we've got Grant coming back, and obviously holding the best, probably best 2 hookers now in Cook and Grant is going to be fun. And very helpful heading into round 13. And then if we look at round 14 with those trade outs and obviously trade ins, Garrick does come in as a round 14 guy that misses things. And then the other guys is pretty well set with Harrison DeBellin obviously missing in round 16. But Hopgood is going to miss 14. Garrick will miss 14. We don't have like a Dylan Brown or anything like that. So really not sitting in a bad position at all for round 14. Great trades this week, sets us up for next week, and then round 16 we'll look at from there. But sitting with 12 trades after that, and just in a good position for this week and heading into 14. So I wish you all the best of luck for trades this week, guys. For those in the private group, we'll be having our little chat this evening, just as the team list is announced. But 5 games, it means that your 13 players, it's going to be at least averaging 2 and a bit a game, which is fun. Some games you'll have 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, which is pretty crazy, and then other games you won't have as much. But it's very much a condensed week for players, which is lots of fun. And I'll still get into my reviews for each of those games. Obviously, be a bit shorter with less games, but we always have lots of fun from them and learn lots. So good luck this week, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.